Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this fantastic weekend. I say fantastic, but it's so early, I don't even know if it's going to be fantastic, but it's all about thinking positive. But anyway, we've got a lot to get through, so let's get straight into the meat and potatoes. Because what's going on now is, with the latest information regarding these releasings of what they took from Bryan Kohberger's person when he was arrested, the speculation train is choo-choo, full steam ahead. Some of it is the utter lunacy that we have indeed become more than accustomed with, but some of it does hold some credence. Now, I thank those who reached out to me and sent me the information. You are absolutely fantastic. I took the time to read through it and have a good look at all of the information to see indeed whether it did, like I say, hold any credence. And yes, it did. Now, could there be no connection whatsoever? Absolutely. There could be absolutely no connection whatsoever. But when you read into it and you know what Bryan Kohberger seemingly was interested in, including the study specifically aimed at looking into the minds of people when they committed crimes, it does lead you to believe that there is a possibility that Bryan Kohberger could have had an interest in specific people and specific crimes, and perhaps trying to summarize in his own brain what was wrong with him, whether he could find a connection to someone else and perhaps consolidate thoughts that he had in his head. Perhaps he had a plan, he had thoughts, and wanted to know whether them thoughts were indeed normal and provide himself justification of what he intended to do. Like I say, on this channel, this is all about innocent until proven guilty. I sit on the fence, I don't push one narrative, but I do feel that we have been pushing for some time the thought that Bryan Kohberger could have been stitched up. He could have been stitched up, he may be innocent, he may have had someone working for him, but let's be real, Bryan Kohberger could be our guy. Absolutely he could. Just as he could be the victim of some scheme between people who have money, power, influence, which we've seen recently in the Murdoch case, that these things do happen. And those of you who deny it, get your head out the sand, like I said yesterday, and understand it happens. There is corruption everywhere, but we're going to move on from that today and just focus solely on what if he is our guy? What if he is? What if he did it? What was his motivating factors? What were the elements in his life that he needed to address and, like I say, kind of conclude that what he was going to do was the right thing to do in his messed up mind. But again, innocent until proven guilty. This is speculation based on information that has been found and trawled over. And who are we talking about? We're talking about Elliot Rodger. Now, for those of you who don't know who Elliot Rodger was, he was a misogynist. He was someone who held himself in massively, massively high regard. He was very, very angry that he couldn't get himself a girlfriend. He felt that it was because of his financial status that he couldn't get a girlfriend. He was a virgin, and he went on a killing spree in 2014. We'll briefly look at it together, and then we're going to have a look at specifically his manifesto, which has been released, because there are some things that will make you go, just like that. Here we go. So we're talking about the 2014 Isla Vista killings. And we're saying the 2014 Isla Vista killings were a series of misogynistic terror attacks in Isla Vista, California, on the evening of Friday, May 23rd, when 22-year-old Elliot Rodger killed 6 people and injured 14 others by gunshot, stabbing, and vehicle ramming near the campus of the University of California, Santa Barbara, UCSB, and then killed himself. Rodger stabbed 3 men to death in his apartment, apparently one by one on their arrival. About 3 hours later, he drove to a sorority house, and after failing to get inside, shot 3 women outside, 2 of whom died. He next drove past a nearby deli and shot a male student inside to death. He then began to drive through Isla Vista, shooting and wounding several pedestrians from his car and striking several others with his car. He exchanged gunfire with police twice, and he was injured in the hip. After his car crashed into a parked vehicle, he was found dead inside with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. And it goes on to say that before he done all this, he uploaded a video to YouTube titled Elliot Rodger's Retribution. Now, Elliot Rodger's Retribution, I think I've got on my phone here a transcript from that. Let's just have a look. So it says, "Hi, Elliot Rodger here. Well, this is my last video. It has all had to come to this. Tomorrow is the day of retribution, the day in which I shall have my revenge against humanity, against all of you. For the last 8 years of my life, ever since I hit puberty, I've been forced to endure an existence of loneliness, rejection, and unfulfilled desires, all because girls have never been attracted to me. Girls gave their affection and sex and love to other men, but never to me. I'm 22 years old and I'm still a virgin. I've never been kissed. I've been through college for 2.5 years, more than that actually, and I'm still a virgin. It has been very torturous. College is the time when everyone experiences those things such as sex and fun and pleasure. Within those years, I've had to rot in loneliness. It's not fair. You girls have never been attracted to me. I don't know why you girls aren't attracted to me, but I will punish you all for it. It's an injustice, a crime, because I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy, and yet you throw yourselves at these obnoxious men instead of me, the supreme gentleman. I will punish all of you for it." He then laughs. "On the day of retribution, I'm going to enter the hottest sorority house of UCSB, and I will slaughter every spoiled, stuck-up, blonde slut I see inside there. All those girls I've desired so much, they would have all rejected me and looked down upon me as an inferior man. If I ever made a sexual advance towards them," he then scoffs, "while they throw themselves at these obnoxious brutes, I'll take great pleasure in slaughtering all of you. You will finally see that I am in truth the superior one, the true alpha male. Yes, after I've annihilated every single girl in the sorority house, I will take to the streets of Isla Vista and slay every single person I see there. All those popular kids who live such lives of hedonistic pleasures, while I've had to rot in loneliness for all these years. They've all looked down upon me every time I tried to go out and join them. They've all treated me like a mouse. Well, now I will be a god compared to you. You will all be animals. You are animals, and I will slaughter you like animals, and I will be God, exacting my retribution on all those who deserved it. You do deserve it, just for the crime of living a better life than me. All you popular kids, you never accepted me, and now you will have to pay for it. All girls, all I have ever wanted was to love you and be loved by you. I wanted a girlfriend, I've wanted sex, I've wanted love, affection, adoration. You think I'm unworthy of it. That's a crime that can never be forgotten. If I can't have you girls, I will destroy you." He then laughs. "You denied me a happy life, and in turn, I will deny all of you life. It's only fair. I hate all of you. Humanity is disgusting, wretched, depraved species. If I had it in my power, I would stop at nothing." He points at the camera. "To reduce every single one of you to a mountain of skulls and rivers of blood, and rightfully so. You deserve to be annihilated, and I'll give that to you. You never showed me any mercy, and I will show you none." So that is Elliot Rodger. What a lovely guy. Thankfully, he's dead now. So how does that tie in with Bryan Kohberger? Well, we're looking at two specific pages. Obviously, they've said that the tie-in came from law enforcement stating that they'd taken a book. Now, I don't believe the book was this. I don't believe that they got hold of the manifesto. But they were talking about page 118 and saying that there was a line underlined. And I believe that what they were trying to do was look at where it says that he had planned. The goal would be to take, it would give me 5 months to plan and prepare, 5 more months of life. But then again, I wouldn't even call it a life. The existence I've had on this world during the last 8 years is anything but a life. A feeling of overwhelming dizziness and anxiety swept over me. I was actually going to die. I couldn't realise it. Then I realised that my life was already over anyway. It's quite a read. You can go online and get the PDF. But people had gone on reading this manifesto because it tied in with this page 118, and you know where people go down these rabbit holes. But what then started tying things in even more was when you got further down the manifesto and it started talking about people specifically in his life who he had interacted with. And when we get down to around here, to a page 125, 126, he talks about a girl specifically called Maddie. It would appear that they were friends originally, and then Maddie and him drifted apart. Maddie got involved in these guys who he criticizes so heavily. So I'll just read you this excerpt, and then I would just like to hear some of your thoughts and feelings down below and let me know. So, towards the end of the month, my mother invited Maddie and Mo Humphreys over for dinner. Mother had recently been reconnecting with her old friend Mo. Maddie had just graduated from USC, a university renowned for its abundance of spoiled, bratty students who partied all the time, very similar to UCB. I often call UCB the University of Spoiled, just like I call UCSB the University of California Spoiled Brats. Brilliant. Fitting nicknames. Before Maddie came, I stalked her Facebook for a bit, and I saw that she was the exact image of everything I hated in women. She was popular, a spoiled USC girl who partied with her hot, beautiful, blonde-haired clique of friends. All of them looked like absolute, and my hatred for them all grew from each other, from each picture I saw on her profile. They were the kind of beautiful, popular people who lived pleasurable lives and would look down on me as inferior scum, never accepting me as one of them. They were my enemies. They represented everything that was wrong with this world. Maddie was my first friend in America as a child. I played with her as an equal. Now she was my enemy, and I would take great delight in torturing and flaying her and every single one of her spoiled, obnoxious, evil friends. When she and her mother came to eat dinner with us, I had to keep calm as I hobbled out of my room on my crutches to greet them. But there we go. So obviously, I'm not saying that Maddie and this is the Maddie Mogan. You know, I'm not saying that. But there are some eerily similar things that are going on in this guy's life and the Bryan Kohberger situation. Again, a rabbit hole, but a rabbit hole with things to consider. Had Bryan Kohberger, bearing in mind his interests, the things that he studied, the things that we know he was interested in, did he read this? Did he become familiar with this? Did this Elliot Rodger share the same manifesting ideas in his psyche as Bryan did? Was this the real straw that broke the camel's back? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one.